Welcome to HDTV. You're now rocking with your boy. Oh man, y'all thought it wasn't coming? y'all didn't think I was asleep, did you? Y'all didn't think I was asleep. You didn't think I was coming with part two of 90 players better than Lebrownies. And after our live stream, man, Detroit team made me think, man, shoot, it might be 100 players better. Here goes part two. If you haven't heard part one yet, please go back, watch part one. It's called part one. It's 90 players better than Lebrownies part one. Look that up. Go watch that video first before you get here. I was going to do all 90 in a video, but to me, y'all attention span is too low. So I said, you know what? I'm going to have fun with this because I'm tired of you trolls. I'm tired of you fake friends who I thought y'all was my boys, but y'all always want to talk trash when another player's down instead of owning up to your guy not being good. So this goes out to that no-name dude who talks all that trash. This goes out to that bum that was on Cino's chat last night. This goes out to, I'm not even mentioning his name because he's a bum. I don't have no respect for him. And then this go out to SB Sports Talk. This goes out to him again. You said I don't have 90 players I can name. Dude, I'm going to break this down in 4 parts because this is funny to me that you guys really think this guy is good. And don't worry, my own page, I'm going to have my own internet page where you guys could come and watch the videos uploaded to it. I am going to break down full games. We're going to watch the full games together. All I ask is that you pay a donation. That's the only way you'll be able to get on the page. You would have to subscribe to it. A donation, we're going to get the prices together and I'll let you know. I was going to do the Patreon, but once I get my subscribers and people up, then I'll do it. If I get over 1,000, if it takes a couple years or 3 years or whatever, and I get my subscribers over 1,000, then I will open the Patreon. Until then, I'm not going to open it because I'm not going to pay a fee of having it open and I'm not getting that much income coming in. So now, let's go into part two of 90 players better than Lebrownies. If you have not seen part one, please go back to part one. It's called 90 players better than Lebrownies part one. Now, this is 21 to 40. You got John Stockton at 21. You have Gary Payton the Glove at 22. You have KJ at 23. At 24, you have Dr. J. At 25, you got Bernard King. At 26, you have George Mikan. At 27, you have Clyde Drexler. At 28, you have Tiny Archibald. At 29, you have Kevin Durant. At 30, you have Rick Barry. At 31, you have Karl Malone. At 32, you have Earl the Jesus Monroe. 33, you have John Havlicek. 34, you have Chris Webber. 35, you have Pete Maravich. 36, you have Bob McAdoo. 37, you have George Gervin. 38, you have Joe Dumars. 39, you have Pat Ewing. And number 40, you have Kawhi Leonard. Okay? That is my 21 through 40. John Stockton is a better floor general, a better player overall than LeBron James. Plus he's a better defender. John Stockton's defense is underrated because he's a white boy and nobody gives him respect. And I get tired of hearing people disrespect him. John Stockton made the Utah Jazz go as a team. Now, Gary Payton, what can I say? 9-time first team defense. And he was a better floor general and a better leader than LeBron. Him and John Stockton are better leaders. So don't ask me why I got them there. KJ, the only reason KJ is not mentioned as one of the greatest is because of his off the court actions, which was messing with underage girls. Allegedly, I'm going to say that. It's out there, but I'm going to say allegedly so they don't come and sue me. So, yes, that's why he's not talked about. Dr. J's impact. The only reason why I got him over Kevin Durant is because of his impact. Dr. J dominated the ABA. He won, I believe, 3 championships, and then he won a championship in the NBA. He was amazing. And he's the reason Michael Jordan, he was before Mike, and then that's who Mike mimicked his game and mimicked his style after, as well as David Thompson, Skywalker. Now, Bernard King is a way better scorer. He was probably one of the greatest scorers we've ever seen of his time. The way he was able to move in the post, he had a mid-range. He could put the ball on the floor, get to the hoop. The man was amazing. Bernard King was something else. George Mikan, even though that's way before my era, George Mikan was one of the first Lakers. He was on the Minneapolis Lakers. He won multiple championships. He dominated his position, and he's one of the pioneers of the game. If you do not include George Mikan on any of your lists, you do not know basketball. So please put the blunt down and go over there. Clyde Drexler is better. Clyde Drexler got his team to 2 championships, albeit they lost. He was the driving force of a Portland team that featured Terry Porter, Cliff Robinson, Kevin Duckworth, and others. They played their game. They gave teams problems. They basically were beating the Pistons 2-0 before the Pistons came back and beat them. I believe it was 4-2. They beat them 4-2. Then the Bulls, they had the Bulls down, about to force a game 7, but they collapsed. But Clyde Drexler is an overall basketball player. Him and Michael Jordan were the best 2 guards of their position. You either talk, Clyde was the best 2 guard before Michael came into the league. He was the best 2 guard of the 80s, and then going into the 90s, Michael became the best 2 guard. So we need to stop disrespecting guys and try to put Michael Jordan all the way up there. Michael Jordan was not the best at that time. He wasn't. He was not better than Clyde Drexler. So I don't want to hear anybody. When he got to the 90s, Michael was better. He may have put up more points than Clyde, but Clyde was a better all-around player than Michael Jordan. Tiny Archibald, enough said. I don't have to mention Tiny that much. Kevin Durant is in the top 30 of greatest players of all time. He's one of the greatest. He might move up depending on how his career finishes, but right now I have him in the top 30. He's that great. He's light years a better LeBron, and in a losing effort, his critics had to eat crow for how he carried his team in a loss. And guess what? He didn't go out like Lebrownies being swept or lost 4-1 against a team better than him. He went out in 7 games. That's a warrior. But you trolls wouldn't understand that. Now, Rick Barry is a way better player. He's one of the greatest players in Warriors history. Outside of Wilt Chamberlain, I think you got him. Steph Curry is not better than Rick Barry. Okay? I'm sorry. Rick Barry was a better passer, a better controller of the game, and Steph has more range from threes, but Rick Barry could shoot the mid-range. He could get to the post. He played basketball. He was the best or one of the best Warriors ever. Outside of Wilt, I think Wilt was the greatest Warrior ever, but we can disagree. We can agree to disagree. Now, Karl Malone, as much as You guys can hate on him. Karl Malone is one of the greatest power forwards to ever play the game. Everyone brings up that thing with the underage girl. The girl didn't complain about it, so I can't complain about it. Karl Malone is a great basketball player. He's a hell of a player. His only problem was in the clutch, he came up very small on the free throw lines, which could have changed the series if he made those free throws. But the mailman, he could post you up. He could score from. He probably was the greatest scoring power forward we've ever seen. The only reason why I don't put him above Moses, Charles, or Tim Duncan is his all-around game. Their all-around game was a little better, but Karl Malone was probably the greatest scoring power forward we've ever seen. He's better than Kevin Garnett. He's better than those guys. Now, Earl to Pearl Monroe, he was called Jesus. I believe he went from the Washington Bullets. When he got with the Knicks took off and they won because he was that scorer they needed. Clyde Frazier was more of the facilitator. Clyde is not better to me than him. Earl was better, especially for the Washington Bullets. He was amazing. He was putting up buckets. He was scoring. He could score. He was a scoring machine. He could score from anywhere. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't get enough praise. Please go look up Earl Monroe. He deserves praise. He was better than LeBron James. John Havlicek. Havlicek steals the ball. Havlicek was probably the greatest sixth man in history outside of Vinnie Johnson. He was the greatest. He came off the bench for those Celtics. Even when Bill Russell retired, he won, I think, 2 more championships. I think Havlicek won 2 or 3 more championships. He's a winner, and you have to give him that. He is a winner. You can get mad, you can hate, but the guy wins the game. He's a tough guy. He's a tough cookie. He could play the game. He plays it at a high level. His defense was good as well. I mean, the guy played the game. Chris Webber is way better than LeBron James. Chris Webber went to 3 different franchises and he made them all contenders when they sucked the year before. Not only that, he did it the right way. He didn't have the control that LeBron had and could bring any player in or he can make any trade he wants. Chris Webber had to play with what he played with. He got screwed out of a lot of games against those Laker teams by the league. Chris Webber should at least had a championship or 2. But because of the Lakers and then you had the Spurs, he was in a tough, congested West, and he played hell. And I'm glad he's going into the Hall of Fame. He should have been in the Hall of Fame. It's disrespectful how KG got in there before him. He is a better player than KG. I'm sorry. I love KG's tenacity and his defense, but overall game, he was not better than Chris Webber. And that's facts. Now, Pete Maravich. Pete Maravich is better. Pete Maravich for the New Orleans Jazz. He played with the Atlanta Hawks. The guy ran the point guard. He is an influence on Isaiah Thomas and Magic Johnson and others. Oscar is as well, but Magic and them also loved the way he played. He was flashy with the ball. He was doing the first passing and just throwing it like behind the back. And then especially when he was with Dr. J, he was just throwing alleys up. Dr. J was just catching them. And he's the reason he's one of the reasons Dr. J was awesome, like getting there to that in the NBA. He got him ingratiated in the NBA. And Dr. J really helped his career. Bob McAdoo doesn't get enough credit for the Buffalo Braves. That the Buffalo Braves were amazing. Bob McAdoo was a scorer, especially in the ABA. He's one of the greatest players we've ever seen in the ABA. His game was like no other. I believe he played in the ABA. I think that's where I saw him. For the Buffalo Braves, I think they were ABA, but he's one of the best we've seen in the post. He could also defend. He did a lot of things great. Rebounding, passing. He was extraordinary, and he does not get it talked about. He should have been in the top 50, and I'm mad he wasn't. That was disrespectful. George Gervin, the Iceman. That's all I got to say. San Antonio, stand up. ABA legend. NBA killer. The guy was amazing. The only problem with their teams is they couldn't make enough stops in crucial games to win. Joe Dumars, what can I say? Joe Dumars is with the greatest backcourt. I believe they were the greatest backcourt ever. They were. The next backcourt you probably will have is Steph and Clay. But before them, you had Zeke and you had Joe Dumars, which is amazing. Joe Dumars shot the Lakers out the series. He destroyed the Lakers. He shot them out the series. Magic could not guard him. He was shooting them out the series. And great game. And he was nice. Defensively, his defense on Michael Jordan is legendary. He had to go against Mike. He had to go against Clyde Drexler. Two of the best two guards at the time. And he proved that I can be on their level. And he was. Patrick Ewing, outside of the choking, Patrick Ewing he took Hakeem Olajuwon to 7 games. He would give Hakeem the business. Hakeem would give him the business. The only reason Ewing is down this far is because a lot of times in those games that were close, I felt like Ewing wasn't the leader. He kind of just was whatever, just let things go by and let them do what they do. He was a go with the flow guy. And if you're a leader, you got to be able to take demand and control of the situation. Kawhi Leonard is 40. People are like, Kawhi Leonard, huh? Kawhi Leonard's impact in the playoffs, we've seen it. The guy's a winner. When he gets to the playoffs, he's like Tom Brady. He does enough in the regular season. Once he gets you to the playoffs, he plays the game. He controls it. The guy is probably outside of Durant, is the best player in the league. They are. You guys can pick somebody else, but Kawhi Leonard is way better than LeBron defensively. And when they've gone head to head, he has shut LeBron down. He has really played great defense on him. Do y'all forget the 13 and 14 season when LeBron was on the Heat? Kawhi came back in the game and in the play and in the championship, the last one he won in Miami. He was giving them problems then. He just missed the free throws. Then he went to Toronto, took a team that was choking for years and won the championship. Now he has the Clippers on the verge of getting to the championship. I hope he comes back, but if you take away his injuries, the guy has had a magnificent season. And then when he played with the Spurs, they had the Warriors up. They were beating the Warriors by 20-some points with KD on that team. Before Pachulia cheap shotted him, put his foot right there. But I don't know why Popovich got mad when before that, they were doing the same thing to Kevin Durant. When he shot the ball, they were putting their foot under his leg. It's evidence. But they were blowing them out. So that is my 21 to 40. I don't know if I'm gonna do the next list is going to be 41 to 60. 41 to 60. I might do that tomorrow. I gotta see. I'm gonna be working, so I'll let you guys know. But this is just the beginning. I told you, after I make these videos, I am done with Lebrownies because I'm tired of you trolls coming here and then guys making videos on me. I guess they're in their feelings, but I don't really care. I'm going to make 2 or 3 more videos. I think, because after 41 through 60, that's part 3. Then we got 61 to 80. Yeah, 61 to 80, and then we'll do 81 to 90. It might be 81 to 100. I think he might be top 100. But we'll see. Thank you for listening. Like, comment, subscribe, share this. Hit the notification bell to select all to receive upcoming notifications. And if you like what you hear, you can donate to the page by Cash Apping me at the word welcome, the number 2, and an HDIITV. Thank you for listening, and we are out. Deezy!